Now, the primary way that you'll use the Trezor initially is through a web. First of all, go to wallet.trezor.io and you'll get prompted at this point to install a Chrome extension. Well, I'm saying a Chrome extension because that's what I use, Chrome. Now, in addition to their physical security packaging that they've put in place, they've also shipped the device with no firmware installed. So one of the first things you do is install the firmware directly from the Trezor site. Having installed the extension, you are now prompted to flash the firmware or update the firmware on your device. It takes a few minutes for it to download the firmware and to update it. The device does ask for confirmation that you have agreed to the update. Once the update is complete, you get prompted to connect the Trezor to continue. You do get the option to give your Trezor a name. I use the rather imaginative word Trezor to name my Trezor. Having named your Trezor with something suitably imaginative, you are then prompted to set up a pin. Now, the Trezor uses a really interesting pin system where it displays a blank keypad on the computer screen, like you see there, and then on the Trezor it shows a randomized numerical pad. So rather than using the normal numerals you would see on a keypad, every time you use the Trezor, it presents a new screen with a new arrangement of letters. Now, the idea is you pick a pin and then enter that pin. The device then displays that numerical arrangement and you then enter the pin on a blank screen. Anyone watching over your shoulder of the screen won't know what your pin is, particularly if there is image capture software, like if you're running Camtasia, for example, and publishing on YouTube. You could safely enter your pin on the screen and no one would actually know what your pin is. If someone happened to be watching your Trezor and watching the screen, they could probably deduce the pin as you go. For that reason, I will show you the pin arrangement on the Trezor, but any pin I enter will not have come from that number screen. So here I'm setting my pin number up. Once you've set the pin, the Trezor then goes through the process of setting your recovery seed. Now, I won't get into the details of the recovery seed here, except to say that the Trezor uses a 24-word recovery seed, which means that even if you lose a device, you can retrieve the contents of your wallet by entering those 24 words into any other wallet system that supports HD wallet. HD stands for hierarchical deterministic. So any wallet that supports hierarchical determinism will allow you to enter in your seed as long as it supports 24 words. Some wallets only support 12. Now, the Trezor doesn't display those words on the screen. It displays them on the Trezor, and I'm not going to tell you what those words were because that would allow you to recreate my wallet and drain my account, and I would prefer you not to do that. Now, once you've entered those words, once it's displayed those words through once, it will display it through again. Now, Trezor will provide you with a handy little card that I showed you in the unboxing to write those words down. I did that, except one of the words I wasn't sure if I'd written down properly. So when it went through, I couldn't quite read my handwriting, which is a little bit careless of me. So I bit the bullet, the recovery process, and tried to see whether I could recover my wallet using the Electrum wallet. Now, this is the alarming bit. Electrum would not recover my wallet. I tried every combination of that one word that I could, and I could not recover it. This caused me some alarm, and I tried several times and through several means to recover the wallet. What I found out was that the latest firmware version of Trezor used an algorithm that was not yet in the Electrum wallet. Within about 3 or 4 days, I discovered this and also found that the Electrum wallet had been updated to version 3. So if you use a Trezor and need to recover it using a wallet system, don't be alarmed if your 24-word key doesn't work. First of all, check that you're using the latest version of your wallet. Once you've confirmed that you've written down those 24 words, put them in a very safe spot. In fact, I'd make a copy and put it in a safe spot, because you lose those words and you lose your PIN, that's it, your wallet is gone for good. You will then be prompted to log into your Trezor properly for the first time using the PIN code. You basically connect it to your computer via USB, launch wallet.trezor.io, and then it'll ask you for your PIN number. It will give you the transaction screen. And as you see here, I've got 0 Bitcoins in my account. And then you go through the whole process of setting your Trezor up. And once you've into your wallet, there are a number of other setup options you can choose. For example, being in Australia, I changed my currency to the Australian dollar. When you make a change to the options, basically you need to restart your Trezor. Now you can also connect the Trezor to Dropbox. What this does is allow you to name sections of your wallet. Now, rather than store the information on the Trezor, it stores it in a connected Dropbox account. I think they've probably done that just to save a little bit on the complexity of the electronics. But every time you start your Trezor, if you've done that, it'll ask to confirm that you wish to connect to Dropbox. Well, that's it for the setting up of the Trezor when you first get it. At this point, I now need to go and do some transactions and get some Bitcoins off Coinbase and onto my Trezor. And in a later YouTube, I will show you how you actually do a transaction in your